me tell you what I see here. A lot of raw talent, swagger, bravado. People are scared of you guys. They think you're dangerous, but you have a unique voice. The world needs to hear it.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Alonzo Duralde, Matt Atchity. Returning from vacation is Christy Lemire. And opening this weekend is the acclaimed biopic Straight Outta Compton, which I have not seen, but these folks have.
Yes, Straight Outta Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. Since I am actually from here, from the Valley.
Straight out of Van Nuys.
Represent, no, Woodland Hills, even farther west. But I had a 213 phone number, so I feel qualified. So this is about N.W.A. and just how they formed, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, and Ice Cube, and how in the mid-'80s, late '80s, they were kids with dreams from the mean streets of Compton, and how they became a force. And yes, it is the traditional biopic with the rise and fall and the beefs and the drugs and the groupies, but it's electrifying. Take a look.
Spinning records ain't paying none of the bills around here.
What you talking about? I get paid.
$50, Andre. You think that makes you rich?
It's a start.
Hey, Q, what you a poet now?
The flyest one you know, nigga.
You got them rhymes? That hard shit. You know that's all I do. I got a cold ass beat. That hardcore reality rap. So what you talking about doing?
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Hey, that was dope, eh?
What's N.W.A. stand for anyway? No whites allowed? Something like that?
No. Niggas with attitudes.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. From the gang called niggas with attitudes.
You have any idea how many records you're selling? N.W.A.'s arrived. You're fucking huge.
Dangerous motherfucker raising hell. And if I ever get caught, I make bail. See, I don't give a fuck. That's the problem. I see a motherfucking cop, I don't dodge.
Your songs, they glamorize gangs and drugs.
Our art is a reflection of our reality.
The Rodney King beating was a shocker.
Guys like you change shit like this.
This is a threat, guys, from the federal government.
Speak a little truth and people lose their minds.
Performance of the song, F the Police, will not be permitted.
They try to tell us what the fuck we can't play. This is N.W.A. Yo, Dre.
What up?
I got something to say. Police coming straight from the underground. I'm coming straight out of Compton.
So I kind of love this. And at the same time, you kind of have to know something about N.W.A. or this period in time in Los Angeles or this period in time in pop culture in general to really, really get it, I think. Like, if you don't know who Suge Knight is, they're not going to tell you. If you don't know why Tupac Shakur matters in like one scene, they're not going to tell you.
I don't disagree. I think the first half, the first two acts of this movie are stronger than the end of it, right? The movie does a really good job of kind of connecting the dots between what those guys were going through and how it ends up in their lyrics. And I think it demonstrates that, which you kind of expect out of a biopic like this, right?
And how they inform each other.
Right.
Because the lyrics come from their lives, and then things happen in reaction to their lyrics.
Right. Right.
And they respond to that.
And that's really cool. And, you know, I was late to the N.W.A. party. I wasn't listening at the time. And so I found a lot of that really educational and really informative. You know, and yeah, it's a biopic, so it glosses over some stuff.
Well, it's a biopic produced by Cube and Dre, right?
Right.
So,
and Eazy-E's wife. Right. So, but then as you get later in it, it starts putting all these things in that you know that super fans want to see. Like, you want to see Suge Knight, you want to see the Tupac appearance, you want to see Snoop Dogg, but it just goes through them so quick.
Right, you want more of those.
And you know, there's probably 2 or 3 other movies in there, right? And so it becomes this, it felt like, oh shit, we got 10 minutes left and behind the music, we gotta wrap this shit up, right? And so it kind of feels like that. I feel like the end doesn't deliver as strongly as the beginning does, but it's still really good. And
it's really good. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The cast is great.
Yes.
The cast is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, you really believe these guys are those guys.
Well, I mean, in one case, he kind of is. Like, it sounds like a gimmick, but Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., is playing Ice Cube. And there is, like, the eerie similarity in his appearance, but also, he's just really good. I mean,
really good.
To not just act, but they're doing their own performances here. Right. And so it's not like he's just lip syncing to his dad's music, which he has heard his entire life. You know,
he gets the glare down, right? Like he gets the way that Ice Cube would carry himself, like his son gets that completely. You know, he's got that glare, right? And they found somebody who looks a lot like Dre.
Corey Hawkins.
Right, he's really good. The guy that plays Eazy-E is really good. This is a solid movie.
It is. So F. Gary Gray directed this, and part of the fun of that is that he directed Friday. Yeah. Right, so he directed Ice Cube and Friday.
Right, and videos for both these guys.
Right, and so there's a whole bunch of, like, they all go back together. F. Gary Gray also did The Italian Job. Right. So this moves in a really, really slick way. It's also shot beautifully in several different ways. Matthew Libatique, who is Darren Aronofsky's usual DP, shot this. So the stuff where they're young, and it's the 80s, and they're on the streets in LA, like, it's got this kind of hazy glow about it, you know, a combination of nostalgia and pot smoke, and it's just, it's beautiful. But then the performance scenes, like the big Detroit concert where shit goes down, it's just enormous and bright and crisp, and it's like, it's electrifying. You are in the middle of it.
The scene where they're at the skating rink.
Yeah,
their first big performance. Like, that's awesome. And as I'm watching this, I had this moment where, like, God, that would have been amazing to be there.
To be there.
Which is what you want out of a performance scene like that, right? Like, it really feels immersive. You feel as much as you're getting their experience on stage, you see them from the crowd, right? Like, you see, you know, when you see the crowd, and it really captures the feeling of those folks there watching it. It's great.
Yeah, a musical biopic especially is so hard to do without falling into all those cliches, right? Like the rise and fall and the montage of them pressing records and, like, going on tour.
Billboard charts.
And the groupies, they don't do that. But the groupies, but again, like, it's edited so beautifully and it has such great energy to it. Like, you kind of forgive that, okay, they've done the cursory steps they have to do to get to where we need to go. And then there are beefs about money, you know, and the things that split them apart, and they have all their side projects. It does slow down a little bit in the second half. Yeah. But it still feels, important. It feels substantive. And what they were rapping about, you know, 25 years ago, is still sadly very, very relevant today. When you see them, when they're recording Straight Outta Compton album, they're in Torrance. Right. You know, and the random Torrance cops, including one who was black, like, they come by and force them all down on the ground face down because they're standing outside being black. Right. And it's sort of poignant and sad and pointed that it all still is the same today.
Right. The issues that this movie covers are as accurate and on point as they possibly could be, considering all the stuff that's happening in Ferguson right now.
Right now in Ferguson.
Right now. It's a hell of a movie, and it's really exciting and really worth seeing. Yes. And it's going to make a ton of money this weekend. It's going to
make so much money because, first of all, like, when the trailer came out, everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's going to be so good." The ad campaign is so minimalist and so powerful, and it's just going to get great word of mouth. And it's all so deserved. So go see it if it's coming. If you don't know anything about rap at all, I would say still go see it. If you do know something, you're going to love it. But if you don't know anything, it's okay. So what's your number then?
My number is an 8.5.
I would give it a 9. It's pretty great. So our number is an 8.8. And where is it?
It's at 89% on the tomato meter right now.
Okay. Let's go see it. Bye. Crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. Yes, that's the first line Straight Outta Compton. Let me look it up really fast.
Is it crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube or called Ice Cube?
Crazy motherfucker.
Let's listen to it.
Oh, that's the sanitized version.
Oh, that's the sanitized version.
Crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Because I'm a crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
This matters, by the way.
It does matter.
No one appreciates the research we do here.
Right? We're journalists. Straight Outta Compton.